Have you ever wondered what separates the rich from the poor? It's not just luck or inheritance. There are clear signs, habits, and choices that show whether you're on the path to wealth or stuck in the trap of poverty. Today, I'm revealing 14 signs that will show you exactly where you stand and how to change your trajectory. I've been at rock bottom, drowning in debt and without hope, but I discovered these signs are like a roadmap to financial freedom. Let's dive in together. Picture your life without money worries. How would it feel to pay all your bills without breaking a sweat? Or to plan that dream vacation without fear of maxing out your credit card? These signs I'm sharing aren't magic, but they're powerful. They show how the rich think and act differently. And the good news, anyone can adopt these habits, including you. So, grab a notebook, because you'll want to jot this down. First, let me share a quick story. I met a guy named Mike, an average American who worked as a pizza delivery driver. He didn't have a fancy degree or a wealthy family, but Mike discovered some of these signs and, in 5 years, transformed his life. Today, he owns his own business and invests in the stock market. How did he do it? Spotted the right signs and took action. Are you ready to see these signs in your own life? The first sign is about how you view money. Poor people see money as something to spend right away. Rich people see money as a tool to make more money. Think about it. When you get your paycheck, is your first instinct to pay bills or to plan how to invest? That mindset difference shapes your financial future. Let's dig deeper. The second sign is fear of failure. Everyone's scared, but the rich use fear as fuel. Poor people let fear paralyze them. I remember when I had the chance to invest $200 in stocks, but I was terrified of losing it all. Guess what? Those stocks soared 300% in 2 years. If I'd acted, my life would have changed faster. What fear is holding you back today? Another key sign is how much time you spend learning. Rich people dedicate hours to studying finance, business, and investing. Poor people spend the same time binge-watching TV or scrolling on their phones. A Harvard study found that people who read about finance are 50% more likely to build wealth. How much time do you spend improving your financial know-how? It's a clear indicator of your future. The fourth sign is who you hang out with. You've heard the saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Rich people surround themselves with ambitious, successful folks. Poor people stay stuck in circles that complain and don't act. Think about your 5 closest friends. Do they inspire you to grow or drag you down? That choice can change everything. The fifth sign is how you handle debt. Bad debt, like credit card balances from impulse buys, is the anchor of the poor. Rich people use good debt, like business loans or mortgages, to grow. In the US, 40% of people carry high-interest credit card debt. Are you using credit to your advantage or against yourself? The sixth sign is consistency. Rich people build wealth with small daily steps. Poor people chase shortcuts, like lotteries or get-rich-quick schemes. Finally, the seventh sign is patience. Wealth takes time. Jeff Bezos started Amazon in a garage, and it took years to take off. Poor people want instant results and give up fast. Are you willing to play the long game? If so, you're already closer to wealth than you think. Now, let's dive into the next signs. The eighth sign is how you manage your time. Time is our most valuable resource, and the rich know it. They prioritize tasks that build wealth, like learning new skills or networking. Poor people waste time on distractions. Think, how many hours did you spend this week on social media versus investing in your future? Remember Mike, the pizza delivery guy? He used his breaks to listen to finance podcasts while delivering pizzas. That changed how he thought about money. Today, he teaches others to do the same. What could you do with an extra 30 minutes a day? That small habit could be the difference between staying stuck or achieving financial freedom. The ninth sign is taking responsibility. Poor people blame the government, their boss, or the economy for their problems. Rich people take control of what they can change. When I was in debt, it was easy to point fingers, but I only started making progress when I stopped complaining and made a plan. Are you taking charge of your financial life or waiting for someone to save you? The 10th sign is diversifying income. In the US, 65% of millionaires have at least 3 income streams. Poor people rely solely on their paycheck. Think about how you could create something extra. selling online, freelancing, or investing in dividends. I started selling custom t-shirts on eBay with $50. 6 months later, it was bringing in $500 a month. What could you start today? Another critical sign is planning. Rich people have clear goals. Buying a house, retiring at 50, or having $1 million invested. Poor people drift aimlessly, spending everything they earn. A study showed that people who write down financial goals are 42% more likely to achieve them. Do you have a written plan for your wealth? If not, today's the day to start. The 12th sign is continuous learning. The world changes fast and the rich keep up. They study trends like crypto, AI, or index funds. Poor people think they know enough. When I started investing, I didn't understand ETFs, but I read, watched videos, and now they're 30% of my portfolio. What's the next skill you'll learn? The 13th sign is generosity. It sounds counterintuitive, but the rich give time and money. It builds connections and attracts opportunities. Poor people hoard out of fear. Donating $10 to a cause or helping someone can open unexpected doors. I volunteered to teach finance to teens, and it connected me with investors who changed my life. How are you giving back? The final sign is an abundance mindset. Rich people believe there's enough money for everyone. Poor people live in scarcity, jealous of others' success. When you celebrate others' wins, you're inspired to grow. I used to envy friends who succeeded, but when I shifted my mindset, I started attracting the same opportunities. What's your mindset today? If you want to transform your finances in 2025, comment now. I'm building my wealth. When I see your comment, I'll be pumped, because I know you're committed to being the first in your family to achieve financial freedom. As a thank you, I'll drop a heart on your comment. We're in the third part, and now it's time to tie it all together so you can start taking action. The 14th sign is making your money work for you. Poor people work for money. Rich people make money work for them. Investing in index funds, like the S&P 500, can turn $100 a month into $200,000 in 30 years with compound interest. Have you thought about how your money could grow if you started today? Let's look at a real example. I know the story of Sarah, a Chicago teacher with a modest salary. She started investing $50 a month in ETFs, even with student loans. 10 years later, she had $30,000 saved and used it as a down payment on her first home. Her secret? She started small, but stayed consistent. What's the first step you can take today? Another key is avoiding financial traps. Poor people fall for impulse buys or quick money schemes. Rich people research before spending. In the US, 60% of people buy things they don't need due to social pressure. Before splurging on that new phone, ask, does this get me closer to financial freedom? That simple question can change everything. Discipline is another powerful sign. Rich people stick to budgets and avoid unnecessary spending. Poor people live paycheck to paycheck, blowing their money on weekends. A practical method is the 503-020 rule. 50% of your income for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for savings and investments. I've used this for years, and it's how I paid off my debt. Have you tried something like this? It's also crucial to stop comparing your journey to others. On social media, it looks like everyone's rich, vacationing in Miami, or buying luxury cars. But most are in debt. Rich people focus on their own progress, not what others flaunt. When I stopped comparing, I started saving more. How do you handle social media pressure? Another sign is learning from mistakes. Everyone fails, but the rich use mistakes as lessons. When I lost $500 on a bad stock, it stung, but I learned to research better. Poor people give up after one setback. What's the last financial mistake you made, and what did you learn? That reflection moves you forward. Patience with investments is essential. The stock market goes up and down, but over time, it grows. Since 1928, the S&P 500 has averaged a 10% annual return. Poor people panic and sell low. Rich people wait and buy more. When I started investing, I almost sold everything during the first dip. Glad I held on. Are you ready to play the long game? Finally, the rich celebrate small wins. When I paid off my first $1,000 debt, I celebrated like it was $1 million. That gave me the drive to keep going. Poor people overlook progress and focus on what's missing. What's the last financial win you celebrated? Those small victories fuel your journey to wealth. If you're loving this content and want more tips to transform your finances, subscribe to the channel now. Just click the button below and you'll get videos like this every week. Your subscription helps me keep bringing these ideas to you. You now know the 14 signs of wealth, and it's time to put them into action. The rich think differently, act consistently, and turn money into a tool. Poor people stay trapped in habits that keep them stuck. The good news? You can choose your path. Each sign we've covered is a piece of the puzzle for your financial freedom. Imagine how your life would change if you applied just one of these signs. Saving $20 a week could turn into $10,000 in 10 years. Learning a new skill could double your income. Surrounding yourself with ambitious people could open doors you never imagined. I started with small steps like canceling unused subscriptions, and that gave me room to invest. What's your first step? A common mistake is thinking wealth is only for those who already have a lot. But get this, 80% of millionaires in the US are first generation. They started like you, with dreams bigger than their bank account. What set them apart was action. When I doubted myself, I reminded myself that every successful person started with doubts. What's stopping you from being the next success story? Another key is a long-term mindset. Wealth doesn't happen overnight. Warren Buffett, one of the world's richest people, made 99% of his fortune after age 50. He invested patiently from a young age. Poor people chase shortcuts. RICH people build bridges. If you start now, where will you be in 10 years? That's the question that changed my life. Protecting your wealth is also vital. The rich have emergency funds for unexpected expenses like car repairs or medical bills. In the US, 70% of people don't have $1,000 saved. Without that cushion, any issue becomes a crisis. I started my emergency fund with $5 a week. Today, it gives me peace of mind. Have you started yours? Financial education is your biggest ally. Books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad or investing podcasts can reshape your perspective. Poor people think finance is complicated. The rich know it's just about learning. When I started studying, I realized the financial system isn't a monster. It's a game you can master. What's the next resource you'll explore? Not a community matters too. Surrounding yourself with people who challenge you to grow is crucial. Join online groups like investing forums or connect with friends who share your goals. I found mentors at local finance events, and that sped up my progress. Who in your life inspires you to be better financially? Finally, believe in your potential. You don't need to be perfect, just start. Every mistake is a lesson. Every step is progress. When I paid off my last debt, I felt a freedom no amount of money can buy. You're one step away from feeling that too. The future is yours. Grab it with both hands. If this video inspired you, drop a like now. Your support motivates me to keep bringing content that can change your life. A simple click makes all the difference. Start small. Cut one unnecessary expense. Invest $10 in an index fund or read 10 pages of a finance book. Small actions lead to big results. When I started, I saved $1 a day. Today, that habit has transformed my life. What's your first action? Wealth isn't about flaunting cars or mansions. It's about freedom to live without fear of bills, to travel with your family, to work on what you love. In the US, 50% of people live paycheck to paycheck, but you can break that cycle. I did, and I know you can too. Are you ready for this transformation? Thanks for sticking with me to the end. You just took a huge step toward changing your financial life. These 14 signs are your roadmap now. It's up to you. Start today, even if it's with $1, because every cent invested is a vote for your future. I believe in you, and I know you've got this. If you watch to the end and are committed to your journey to wealth, comment now. I'm on the path to freedom. When I see your comment, I'll drop a heart, because I know you're destined to achieve your financial dreams. Till the next video, let's build that wealth together.